It was a really nice place to walk though, that was. It was so picturesque. Hello and welcome to another episode of me painting again. Oh yes, we're painting again. Got a few colours on the plate ready to go. I'm just going to make myself a nice yellowy colour, a warm yellow, a bit of yellow ochre, sap green, some cad yellow. I'm going to start blocking in the grass. So we've got some grass in this one. It sort of goes up there, up there. Back there. Going to leave some areas grey because that's where the shadows are. Got some nice shadows and things. Just making myself a bit more. Whoops! Making myself a bit more the green. It goes sort of there, like that. And then on the other side there's a path running up here, and then we've got a bit of grass on this side as well. It sort of goes down there. It's on a hill, so it goes down like that. So I can go like this just to make me more aware of it, like that, and like that. So we can get that distance, a bit more yellow in that area, and then we'll just let this dry, and then we can come back to it. So I'm trying to use my brush strokes, like for this, that's going downwards. You can start putting in downward strokes just to make it a bit more obvious that it is going down, like that. And then if it isn't, then you can, I tend to do all kinds of strokes, but having the brush going all over the place. So we've got that done. Bit of the blue, bit of the green, quite a dark colour now, and we'll get some of this up here. Something just fell over then. Out all dark areas, just dancing around with a brush. It's quite dark in here, in this bit. There's a tree there. That is quite a dull tree. A bit more blue in my green, a bit more blue in it. So there is a lot of colour actually. There's this mass as well of a blossom. The reason I really like this is because of the blossom of the trees. I was out walking, and I saw this amazing blossom. I was like, oof, Gotta paint that. Gotta have a go at that. So I'm gonna get some of the crimson, some yellow ochre, make quite a bit of titanium white in it. Let's have a look at this. Maybe a touch more of the crimson. Bit of the yellow. Yellow ochre and crimson. It does seem to be the right mix actually. It looks nice. We'll try it anyway. So I'm going to put in the dark part of the blossom really. That's dried already. That's quite good. Better give my paints a quick spray. I use one of these just to spray them, just to keep them from drying out completely. Nothing worse than dried out paints. So we've got a red. Let's just mass in the area. Massing in is basically just filling in an area. You know, we use different terms in painting. At the beginning you don't really know what people mean. But eventually, you know, it just becomes part of your art language then. Because painting, it is another language really, isn't it? I consider it like a language. Get that in there. And then we'll have to break it all up afterwards because we're going to put a lot more colour in this. I think we're about there for now anyway. There's a lot more going on there, but I think that'll do for now. Underneath this tree there's quite a nice yellow green, so sort of a little bit of sap green in amongst this. Let's see what it actually, maybe it's more sap green than that, maybe it's like that. Let's try this. I'll leave it at that, and then a bit of the yellow ochre in with my yellow, make a slightly different colour. We've got the colour here as well. There's a little bit of that colour there, there's a touch of it there. Because the grass is not all the same greens, of course. There's areas that are get a little bit more water or a bit stronger. They get a bit better lighting, so I tend to find that the grass is never the same all the way along. So now I want to start. I'm going to put the path in, so I'm going to get some blue, ultramarine blue, a little bit of the red, a bit of the yellow, more of the red. Make this sort of bluey grey colour. Put that down, see what that looks like first. So as our path, it comes out here. It gets wider I think it goes more this way and this way, like that. Sort of like that. Now I want to create something extra. Gonna do the sky a little bit, and then we're gonna start crossing over into this mess and make some changes. Bit of titanium white in with ultramarine blue and cerulean blue. Ultramarine blue and cerulean blue, sorry. Got a bit of a hiccup. Okay, so did he get some of this blue in here? So you don't always have to paint the sky first. You can paint different ways. So I'm going to start breaking this up a little bit because it was just it started it off, and now I'm moving it on a little bit more, taking it further. Trying to capture this scene. So I'm using these little strokes of paint because I want to have this sort of a bit of an impressionistic sort of look. Should end up looking pretty colourful though. This is what we really want. I want a lot of colour, a lot of brightness, a lot of sunshine. Because for the day, I think it wasn't that warm, but it was a really nice day. So this has already made a big difference, hasn't it? Okay, now I'll throw in a little bit more green. So I started with the bigger brush just to mask stuff in, and then I can move on to like smaller brushes to improve things. The area is quite dark. So I want a bit of sap green and blue. Something that I used to make the mistake of when I started painting, and sometimes I still do it actually. Just don't do my darks dark enough. It's a common error actually. When you watch stuff like how to improve your art in 5 seconds, make your darks darker, you'll get videos like that, and it's true. An artist will teach that. Like, look at your darks. Look at your darks. How dark are they? They're not dark enough. This is all the shadow areas. Put them in. And then there's a bush here. It grows there. I just grabbed a bit of extra blue then. It actually grows all the way up. I'm going to leave a little gap because I don't want that to come together there. Oh no, there's a pinkish bit there as well. Bit of pink straight on my brush. I don't want it to be too bright, you see. Something like that. Clean my brush. There's a bit more light here. Bit of a light bit there. Get some white and yellow. Just lighten that a little bit more here. Same with this area, just going to lighten some of it a bit more. Okay. I'll throw some green in amongst this. It's really starting to come together a bit now. Whoops, just threw my brush then. Right, now I'm going to use a little bit of the alizarin crimson and ultramarine blue and yellow ochre. Make myself a brown. Bit more crimson, bit more blue, bit more yellow. Get a bit of green, sap green as well. Quite nice. I want a darker version of that as well. So our dark. So that's, you could use some brown, and if you've got some brown, you could use that and darken it a little bit. So what I'm going to be doing now is putting my tree right here. And then as we build tree up a little bit. Some of the branches you can see, but some you can't. There's a tree there. There's one over this side. It's a bit further back, sort of about there. And I've got a slightly lighter colour. And I'm just going to capture some of the light that's hitting the tree. And while I'm in this slightly lighter colour, I can put those trees in there. There's one there, and there's one there. It's a lot lighter there, that one, and that one. It's a bit better. And then you can, in the deep part here, you can see some trees as well. And you can put in as much detail as that you want or don't want. It's up to you. Some of the branches I can see sort of crossing here and there. You just put in the ones that you want in. One of the biggest things I think with painting is learning how to edit out what you don't want and put in what you do want, because especially if you're painting like on location, it's really difficult painting outside and in the plane of the air. The plane of the air. I just call it painting outside. I know people call it plein air or something. It's French, isn't it? I just like to just call it painting outside because it's easier for me. It sounds more simple to me as well. Painting on plein air sounds like you really know what you're doing. Where just painting outside, it just sounds easy, doesn't it? Simple. Just painting outside. I like things to be simple. I like my mind to be able to work things out simply. Okay. It's starting to come together a little bit. A bit more of that path, I think I'll just stick it in there. I'm not using the whole of the page, just using some. So what I might do, have a little bit of light. See, when I'm painting and I start getting loads of different colours, I'll just grab a little bit of white or something in with a colour and look at it, maybe a bit of yellow, and go, that might do as a path highlight. Is it warm enough? Maybe since the trees are going to have a lot of warmth, maybe this needs a bit more warmth. Maybe there's a bit of light there. It's breaking through. You can start putting in different lights on the path, that sort of dappled light. Quite like that actually. It's quite rugged. It's not exactly what you see, but it's quite rugged. I like it. There's a bit of a rock there. I'll put it in. It's got a bit of a bit green on it. It's been there a long time. Okay. Kind of like the idea of a little bit of sky colour, a little bit of the blue, just hitting some of that. Just a hint of a reflection from the sky, just a hint. Now, what I want to do, I'm going to start bringing out some of the light of the tree, which is the area of the palette shall we use? Got this little bit here. I need a pink, a yellow, some crimson, some yellow and some white. And we'll do this colour. Start putting this in, and then we'll do a lighter one afterwards. So we've got like 3 colours really. I'm going to start looking at where there's more. I'm using these dots to create this. And we'll get the impression of what we want. Doing lots of little strokes. So you can use the tiny brush, put in loads of dots. You can use a brush like I'm using, a little bit bigger, a little bit quicker. Some of the areas you need that little bit more strength in the colour. So I'm just going to get some crimson and just strengthen it up a little bit. So this comes all the way across here, all the way up. Put in some little dots. See, the idea is eventually it should look like Blossom. Look like the illusion of Blossom anyway. But it's coming, isn't it? It's starting to. a little bit more. Maybe now we're really starting to get somewhere. We can get some of the white. And I might go into a smaller brush. And I can pick up this really light colour. Really light pink. And I can start looking for these little areas that need a bit more. I'm doing like little curve strokes, little curves. There's quite a lot of like bright spots on the tree, but like I said, it's the trick is to edit it out and pick the ones that you want to do. Because you can't always paint every little bit, can you? But you can paint a version of what you see. You can get the colours about right and get the shapes about right, and then suddenly it looks about right. And if it looks about right, I think for me, happy days. Happy days. Okay. I think that's looking pretty good now. Just want a few that hang down there a little bit. A few that go down there. Okay, that's looking pretty nice. That is looking pretty nice. So it was a really nice place to walk though, that was. It was so picturesque. And I thought straight away, oh, that would look great as a painting. So now I'm going to put in this dark. There's like a dark, really dark, bluey, purpley colour of a tree in front of this. So I'm going to put that in. It's purpley, greeny, all sorts of a colour. It grows in front of it, like here. It almost looks like it hangs down like that. And then there's a couple of branches off it, like that. like that, and then on the other side there's a few branches that are up here. But I'm not going to do the whole lot. I kind of want to keep this area. I don't want to break that area up. So I'm going to leave that. Let me just dot a few bits there. Just sort of look at the painting, look at where you want any improvements. Do I want a bit more deep green in amongst? That's the only thing that I can think of actually, is I'd like a bit more green in the grass. Just gonna grab a bit of sap green because I was using some green that I'd mixed there, and I really want a bit of sap green. Sap green and yellow. To warm it back up, it was cooling down a little bit too much then. And there's a few leaves and shade there, so we can put that in where the this breaks into there. It's actually in the background. There is someone walking up there, so a little bit of white and blue, maybe we can indicate them. Just a bit of light, a little bit of bit of pink. Is that enough for you to think there's somebody there? I might leave it like that. I just assume there's somebody there, because maybe I don't need to paint anymore. Maybe that is enough. So I think I'll call this one. I think we're about there really with this. Quite like this. It's got a lot of brightness to it, a lot of bright colours, and it captured the warmth of the day. So I'll say thanks very much for watching this one, and I'll see you at another one. Cheers, bye.